Yo, how is everybody? We're back. Got more Scooby to do. Yo, Robotech, how are you? What are you up to today? Today is the wife's day off, so I'm just getting started on work stuff. Hmm. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing okay. Yeah. And the wife got Civ 6, and it has disrupted the life. It has. Usually she goes to bed at 10. Last night I was like, oh, I feel like it's getting late. Let me look at the time. It was like 1 in the morning. 1 in the morning. And I was like, wife of mine, what day off do you have? She's like, oh, tomorrow. Of course. Yep, thought it was 10, turned out to be 1. It's fine, I didn't need sleep. You're well? Good to hear. Good to hear. How's the car coming? What are we doing here? Don't even remember. What does this do? Stuff. Remember what this mess was? Okay, floor flanges. Kinda good. Random subtract in here. We're doing depth, divide by 2. We have the height, so it should go to the floor. In theory. Getting closer. You have an error to fix, and then decode the bot. Ooh, okay. Sounds cool. It's not too bad. Is there going to be an obstacle course? Did I ask this already? An obstacle course that we as Twitch chat need to navigate? Yes, sir. Sounds good. Yeah, it could be cool to like 3D print traps that it needs to get through. I don't know how successful that would be. Like if you 3D printed kind of like Mousetrap, the board game, just parts of that. You have to like get past like a gauntlet. I'm sure you thought about that already. We'll just chalk that up to one of your ideas. Okay, so this is the top. Is it higher than the cube? You're not ready to destroy the car? What? You shouldn't destroy the car. Use like some lightweight plastic things that'll just like, I don't know, fall after a certain time and gum up the works. Something that it can't climb over very well. And then it would have to go around. See? It's an emergent game design. like half of the size of the cube. Which is this. Okay, that's not too bad. And that changes everything together. Good enough. Send me an invite to the Discord. You have to finish building it? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Discord, I'm not gonna say it's like a ton of work, because it's probably not a ton of work until you have like a really huge community, but there's definitely some clerical things, lots of things to set up. Every text channel, it feels like I have to go through every single setting and toggle it like on and off, because it starts in a weird neutral state, and it's like, what? There should be a template for this. Again, I haven't looked into it. I'm sure Discord mods have some sort of tools out there somewhere. Outside of that, and that kind of works. These are on the floor. It's just for some reason looks like the pipe is bigger than it should be. Wasn't fair of needing a Discord yesterday. You need one so badly. A guy wanted to help you, help teach you. I see. And he wanted your Discord link. Yeah, it's a work in progress. That's right. That's right. They take time and at least a little bit of effort. Mostly setup effort, though. But it's better, I guess, that people want you to make one than no one cares about you at all. It's a good problem to have. This is independence. We do the depth. Everything except for the rings. And I think this is the rings. Maybe it should be multiplied. But yeah, only here from a math. Like half depth, maybe? Hmm. Cry me. Okay, let's try just 2. I get somewhere. And yeah, I feel like I'm probably out of touch with gamers today. The problem is that it's in the center. Almost want to like offset some stuff. Man, I'm not in it. I'm not in it. My brain's definitely somewhere else. Maybe I should offset for this one. I think we can use a set position. We'll just like move all the components up half the size. I really wish bounding box just had size, so I could just grab half size. Okay, maybe I should make that for myself. Not the worst idea. Okay, so we're gonna get a bounding box, whatever we put in. The min and the max. This is size, but we should probably do vector math. Twist. Your size. Hey, we're Dr. Time. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope your day is productive. I'm a little spacey today. Spent the morning just chilling with the wife in Starfield. My brain is still thinking about building ship. So we have a subtract. It's going to give us the size. I kind of want to center. If we get the size and just divide it by 2. Then we could do an add to the min. This one's center. And I shouldn't have to do this. Throw min and max in as well. Sounds like a great morning. Hey, I can't complain. Pretty decent. Yeah, she's playing Civ 6. She's in the zone. She's clocked out. But it is nice. I don't think if there's anything else I need. Could put in half size as well. Just make our life easy, maybe. You are danger bounding box. And protect it. How are you? How was your morning? You play any games this morning? I have to admit, I didn't turn my computer on until like 35 minutes ago. Late morning? Hey, that's not too bad. Yeah, hope it's going well. You've been sleeping in every day? Well, you deserve it. I'm sure you'll be back up to full 150% productivity soon. Yeah, you also need to take care of yourself. Because no one else will. Am I right? Okay, so I want to plug into this, I think. You haven't been sleeping well? Oh, isn't that the worst? If you don't sleep well, it's hard to be awake well. Wake up in the night 2 to 3 times? Not great. Like a reason for it? Some sort of sound in the night? I guess the wife every once in a while has to like wake up and blow her nose, and that can really ruin her sleep. I don't wish that on anybody. On half side, on a push. Combination of just C. Brilliant combo. Okay. That makes more sense. It looks messy. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, where like as soon as you start certain chains of nodes, you should probably just make that its own tree. Okay, that works. Alright, this is bounding box. We can do. Should make life a little easier. And I'm fussing with this. I should really be working on like tiles. Tiling a bathroom. That's a worthwhile use of time, I would think. The stupid plumbing. Okay. You don't do anything. Oh, great. So you're like input numbers. That's organized. Good job, Danger. Good job. That's an arbitrary number. Hmm. Where do I actually want them? Yeah, it's extrude mesh. Let's use this one instead. I think I want it this way. Okay, that doesn't seem right. Okay, let's try a group input. Do a switch. That in geometry. I just want to see what the original looks like. Even width, we're not using the height at all. And the depth is the whole thing. Okay. Think about this better. What is the function? Populate pipes, right? And then get some different pipe treatments on there. How do I make this less stiff and hard-coded? Multiply by name. Okay. Make that 1. And floor treatment is just up a little. Set it down a little. I don't like how the bottom sticks out. Okay. What if we just put everything at the base? Do I want anything to be scaled from the center? Like, probably not. It's this whole line. Okay, cylinder plugs into here. So then the offset changes a bit. Put that geometry in, right? We get the bounding box of that geometry to push through to the set position. So set position is going to offset everything. The pivot is now at the bottom. Now I have to just deal with that. Because the one that's extruded we push through here. Nope, still weird. Not quite. Can we simplify this, please? Our bounding box stuff. I don't like any of it. This, we have our bounding box. We have a cylinder that we create. Depth is not, at least not yet, a part of this. Am I trying to do two things at once that are conflicting? the cylinder and we move it. This is the one that's moving. Okay. The other thing we're missing, I think, is just moving it down to the bottom. We still want min and max. We just work first with the cylinder. Let's get it to be nice. The pivot where we want it to be. And in the position we want it to be. So pivot's good. Here's the position that we want to try and... I want to move the whole thing. We'll use a transform geometry instead. So transform should be a combination. Should probably have two of these. One's going to be the minimum z. We can put it on the ground. The positions are going to be x, min, and max respective. And then who cares about y? This is all planar. Okay, so we don't do it there, we do it here. Okay, then I don't think we have scale in yet. I think that's what that was. Grab translate from both. We put this into each. So I'm not sure if we do this one because we want probably the bounding box height. Okay, floor flanges. Now that we have a different pivot, hopefully will work better. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for, I think, just total size of this. And we'll use Z. I don't think I need any of that. Hmm. I don't know if I need this. That's where I maybe would want to use depth. Okay, that is destructive. Too destructive. Oh, we're just looking for this in there, right? Why is it still scaling center? So wait, this is the move. This is a join. I want to do this before this. Here's the movement. If the set position one goes in, I actually have to try that. I wonder if they're going to retain any sort of info. That could be my own mistake, but I would still love it if you had. Is there mesh islands? Do you have a position center? No. I think that, does that make it easier? It might. Okay. Pulled the joins. Size to 1/2 size. I mean, no, technically. could be right, but it's just off. So we got a cylinder. I think we're properly offsetting it. Hmm. Okay, wait. Hmm. I think that's kind of right. Okay, clearly brain's not working. Supposed to be at Z-min. Maybe not at Z-min. And then quarter of a point from. That's one. What is this? Guess it doesn't help that everything's upside down. So confused. Put the Z through the cylinder. Okay, and then sort of half size, we can put size back in. Do need the offset. Nope, still don't know why that's there. Pressing Control Z and it's not undoing. Well, thanks, Blender. Hmm. like double moving at some point. How does that not even line up? Alright, at this point I want one cylinder to just be the same height as the template input geometry. And I don't think that's unreasonable, but we'll see. This moves it down. These are supposed to scale it. So that one's more or less correct. Not that I fully understand why. Feels like it's different for some reason, depending on which one's outputting it. But I don't think it's going through anything else. So like, why? I'm saying that's the right one. I don't get it. Oh, because if they're both showing, it looks like it's the right size. And okay, we need to once again set up everything because it wants to keep resetting everything. Okay. I don't know that you're half. Okay, that set position. That's not even center. Vector math, do we want to subtract whatever the center point is? So we add this to this and put this in here. Swap these up. Oh, I still always have this extra nub. feel dumb. Can we do a cube? Okay, do a join. Someday I'll learn how this works. But as per usual, you have to like realize you know nothing. Very humiliating day. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll build yourself back up to make something again in the future. Hmm. Okay, yeah, same thing. Cube input. Like, this is my proof. Okay, so a cube, let's try cylinder. You're kind of right. Okay. If the cylinder works. Lunchtime, have a nice food. Hope you enjoy. Hmm. Alright, this has gotten messy. Oops. Trying to think, what is the truth? Truth is almost none of it's important. This cube, move cube here. This is cylinder. Cylinder actually does kind of matter. It's a little bit thick, but we can change the scale. C to Z. And then we'll do the radius. XY. And this goes into scale. Cool. Why was that so hard? Okay, and we just need to shift it, right? We need a separate. One half size. Oh, keep the combine, and we can back to math, multiply. Run, original geometry. There it is. Throw you into join. Finally. Why did that take so long? Okay, now this. Everything else should probably be separate. Everything else. So, what actually is needed here? So just delete all this, I think. Okay, this. Okay. So now we just want to put on some other stuff. Other stuff I don't think matters quite as much. I move this, that changes. Wondering if we just do this again, most of this again. Combine X, Y, Z, math and multiply -1. So we're going to try and flip the size so we can put the grommets on the floor. Okay, half size Z. Oh, you need to be -1. Okay. Okay, so now we just need another one of these. All right, join geometry. Is that? It can't be percent. Right, this scale should probably be how big is it supposed to be? I'll figure it out. We only need 2 inputs, I think. Flange width and then just flange height. That's good enough. And down here we also need to cut out scale. I don't think it's the same as flange width. Let's try a different input. I'll say height. Valve height. Is there a different term for height? It's not dimensional, more like positioning. Things backwards. All chaos. Okay, so now we just need a point on each and to place the point. Mayhaps. And then how do we make the handle? Handle we'll make separately. Yeah, maybe separately. Okay, so we're going to add in do a sphere. Try ecosphere. Do we need these? We need 4 of them in different directions. Can we do it with points? Do I want to like math? They're mesh to points. Mesh to points. Me mesh circle. For those mesh to points at instance on points. Points here. Okay, what does that look like? I think we put a cross in the middle and bool and smooth. Two radiuses is number of knobs. It's just a matter how that. We're going to want a set position. We're going to want a blur. The position in need a mesh bool. Might need 2 mesh bools. And then realize. Okay, we need a cylinder. This is all going to change. We don't want difference, we want intersect. Not intersect. Union. We're getting closer. The first one look like. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what values we actually want to expose from that. The demon has a bit of hair. That's exciting. Let's check it out. Okay, he's creepy. He's real creepy. Let's open this. All its glory. I think it looks cool. Very creepy. I like the feet. Like it very stony. It does fit the original concept. Cool. You have to do this? Did it matter of life and death? You know, blink twice if you're in peril. We'll figure out the blinking later. Because you know I can't see it. One needs to go up. Original size needs to be similar to radius. We'll figure it out. I think it's the bools that are getting things a little bit weird. A blur could also be part of it. Should have done this when there are more people. Now it's just me and stream elements. Yeah, that would be sometimes. Stream elements doesn't have taste. True. Do it again when there are more people, and I'll act all surprised. Okay? Yeah, I can agree with that. That's good. I mean, it's between me and you and anyone that watches the VOD. Which again, that's probably nobody, so that's fine. Not that you're not important, VOD watchers. You're so important because there's so few of you. You're each a unique, special, sustaining unit. Appreciated. That's supposed to be bold. That doesn't look bold. When I add too many subdivisions, one of them disappears for reasons. Like, kind of tries. A lot that needs to be tweaked. Like ball size is first radius. Maybe subdivide mesh. Let's make as many mistakes as possible. I feel like it could be worse. Obviously, whatever comes out of this, we want smooth shaded. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. You hate Twitch ads? You're not alone. Again, I'm going to bring this up every time, except for that period of time where T-Pain had his the Fizz Smash whatever commercial. I loved those ads. What part of the game is this? This is Scooby Doo. We're taking a break to do Scooby spooky content in October. What are you up to, Akon? Prepping for podcast? Can I make Cloud from Final Fantasy VII? Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Take a little bit of time though. Do you need Cloud from Final Fantasy VII? Do I want to know why you would need that specific character? Okay, maybe a little ad. Maybe we subdivide this one first. Nope, just like him. Fair. I mean, I don't want to be contrarian. He is a cool character. I think the story is cool, though. I don't want to give major spoilers away, but like, there's reasons why you'd be like, if you like Cloud, do you really like Cloud? Or do you like... Yeah, no spoilers. Do you really like Cloud? When the ad is done, it unmutes and restores the vid. Every time it happens, you get a little shot of happiness. Really happy for you, Crouchy. We should talk about providing that to the other people that are in need at another time. Anyway, there was a period recently, I think like last week, whenever an ad segment would pop up, the audio would go up like 10 decibels and blast in my ear just for a second. Just long enough to be like, do I have to rebalance everything? Oh no, Twitch just, can't really play an ad correctly. Game is 30 years old. There are no spoilers at this point. You know that they're still trying and do protect like the Aerith secret, right? Not that it's a secret, obviously. We all know what happens, but I found it really interesting to find out that like they were going through really weird, extraordinary lengths to like ask people to take down content that would mention like the big event in Final Fantasy VII. I didn't know that, but I also wasn't completely surprised, I guess, once you're like, I don't know. It's like a joke that gets memed on, but I don't feel like it's something that's been explained to the general populace that often, you know? Tried to others? Nope. Because then Twitch and YouTube can see the code and change their code to... No. I don't mean like releasing in a way that anyone could find it. I guess I more mean like if someone were to ask you for it, if you could provide it for a specific individual. I mean, I'm sure at some point someone else will figure out the same workaround and it will also get patched. But I'm not trying to hasten that eventuality. You'd be surprised, but anything less than $1, and I'm not making more than $1, not really worth my time in counteracting. That could work, as if you're comfortable with it. Well, we can talk about that later. Okay, this part is kind of where I think we should try and subdivide. Wow, it subdivides so ugly. Do I already have to blur it? Hide wireframe. So hideous. Okay, I think booling the cylinders might be kind of a mistake. As soon as we subdivide, it looks horrible. Oh, is that better? Can I actually... it's like, why can't you bool that? Really that bad? It always eats this. Why? Okay, let's try blurring. Just see what it does. Try after the subdivision. JavaScript. I should learn JavaScript someday. Oh, that's kind of fun and interesting, and actually much better, even though a little jank. It's not perfect. I can tell there are still some errors, but it's like way better. Yep, that looks like a nub to me. Wait, I didn't even put this in yet. Maybe. Mm-mm. It's weird. It's all about that cross section. We just keep blurring. What does this do if we just go wild? We turn into like a sphere. I don't know. I might give up. It's gonna be toon shaded anyway. And it kind of looks like what I want it to look like. By the way, you could lose the zip in Discord and forget about it. I think you have to set Chrome in developer mode for you to be able to sideload the extension. Is that hard? I would assume that's not too hard. Made the invite for tonight. Used to be a good graphic designer. Graphic design changes so quickly. Like, not easy. It's easy to be like, 5 years behind the current popular stuff. Why isn't this blurring as much as I want it to blur? I can't blur the intersection edges, can I? Oh, hey. Okay, I still have some curiosities going on. Okay, what if we smooth some of it? How much does smoothing matter? Still a little bit janky. Not too hard? Okay. Graphic manipulator? And that's what I spent most of high school doing, I feel like. Like photoshopping photos. Just to do weird stuff, put weird creatures together. Getting better and better. At some point, I was just like, screw 2D. We're going all 3D. And here I am, spending way too long on a little asset that someone would have, put a dollop of paint on and been done with it. It's how it be sometimes. Is it this subdivide? Because this one's looking okay. Maybe we don't want this subdivide at all. I guess we do want to subdivide before we blur, but yeah, otherwise it looks like that. What other extensions? That's a good question. Cryogy, regale us with tales of your wonderful Chrome misdeeds. It's kind the best one yet. Only thing it's missing is the little label to be like hot or cold. But if it's old enough, I doubt it even has that. Alright, not sure what else I should expose. We have a valve. I wonder if we have to apply it. I want to go into the pipe nodes and I want to have an input object. Put an object in. The object's going to be called valve, I guess. Okay. We can delete that. I think we can get that somewhere else if we need it. Okay, these move. What have we put in, right? Okay, so let's get moved. I don't know if that's the right position whatsoever. We're gonna try it. More debugging, because it's always debugging, isn't it? Do geometry, to viewer. You might have lost a zip in game dev, you don't know? So forgetful. You know, that's okay. We'll organize that someday. Wink, wink. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to actually set this to be the valve. Cool. Not just value for scale. And rotate. We just need the translation. You made one for Twitch and one for YouTube? Mm-hmm. YouTube. Cool. And a dev basics. Appreciated. I'd say this doesn't look so bad. But I'm sure once I started trying to play with JavaScript, I'd be pulling my hair out. Okay, yeah, extensions, developer mode, load unpacked. Cool. Thanks for the info. I'm sorry you lost that. Kappa. I'm getting so lazy. I guess you just need vector math, and then we'll add in whatever the proper height's supposed to be. That one's much more streamlined. Cool. Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. I will let you know through various private channels how it works. You know, just singing your praises, of course, because I could never imagine it not working. I'm sorry, that sounded a lot like dripping with sarcasm. Not what I meant. More like us people using technology are never truly in control of make things work forever. Yeah, I'll let you know how wonderful it is, and I'll let you know when it stops working, if it ever does. Very wishful thinking. What? You don't know? Good. Okay. Fair. Guarantees works on my machine? I'm not asking for guarantees. That's fine. You've already done so much. Wait, valve height. Can we just... This valve height goes into a combine. Put the height into the T. Put you into the add. Okay, let's just put those next to each other. Put the valve height up, and then if we go into... Oh, interesting. So what we actually need is a map range. It goes from 0 to 1. We just do to min to max. And 0 to 1, and the valve height goes into value. I wish it worked. That would be amazing. So here from -1 to 1. So it's just, okay, I see what happened. I must delete it. I think I have a switch that we use to show the original bounds. Did I put it at the beginning or the end? Okay. I think we're pretty good with this. We need the middle pipe, which I think we're going to do separately. Oh, the one thing. We need the cube. Okay, throw a cube in. We put a join in for the cube. And then faucet pipe height. I'm making the bathtub in GeoNodes for fun in Blender. Listen, I love the GeoNodes in Blender. The idea of doing all this procedurally, I know it's like going out of my way for something that who knows, but I like getting better and more comfortable with procedural modeling. And Blender GeoNodes is kind of the best GeoNodes system I've used. So it's silly, but yep. So far, everything's GeoNodes. Which means we could have a very procedural bathtub. Very procedural. My Catless was also making fun of me because how often am I going to reuse this? Probably never, right? This is probably going to live in a scene once, even though it's procedural. But someday I'm going to need to make, 100 random bathrooms. And I'll have a jump start on it. So Cryogy, if we can work together to get simulations done, imagine having an entire GeoNode bathtub, pipes, valves, and then we actually have like a sprinkler head that can shower GeoNode simulation water particles. Would that not be amazing? I don't know that I can do it, but whole bathroom set pack, pretty much. Pretty much. We also have to do a tile spawner. Because why not? Let's be the kings of procrastination. So I think I was looking for... One gets weird. I think we need to be slightly wider than the width that we have. Let's try and grab that width. People come from far and wide to collect a dangerous bathroom set. It'll be amazing. Okay, X size. Next. I just had a weird idea. It'd be crazy, but I kind of would love it. So you can have multiple group nodes. Imagine if you had something connected to a group node, but when you moved it around the graph, it would reconnect to the closest group node. So your graphs were always as organized as they possibly could be. I think that would be magical. Truly a miracle. So we're looking for faucet pipe height. Something like that. I just need this. Like sort of, but we need a different value. The translation in 0 to y. Boom. A GM node soap bar? We could definitely do that. Towel? I already have a towel, so... Oh, maybe you can't see it super well. The towels are like super ripped, and we already have like a rip random thing. Kind of like cuts the bottom. We could elaborate on that and have it just do the loop over the top. I think that would be cool. Pretty much. Toilet roll? Okay, that's too far. Toothbrush? Toothbrush would be a great idea, actually. Shower head. I think that's coming up next. Donut toilet, of course. That flushes. Okay, no, that's actually a great idea. Like, if I actually wanted to get any sort of traction on the like Blender Nation or whatever those other sites are, I would definitely need to do a toilet that actually has simulated nodes flushing. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'd lie. I would say it's a full fluid sim, but really it's just like creating a little fake swirl on like a plane that's in a circle and then like lowering it until it like sinks into the like. I feel like we could do it very easily and try and tell people that it's more complicated, and then we would be completely in line with all of the things I see about Blender, about people like simulating full rainforest life cycles. It's amazing what they say. They'll just shamelessly put anything on top of a picture coming out of Blender. Taking your advice? Write that ebook? Get that money? Yo Toast, what's up? How are you today? I like GeoNotes. Maybe I need someone that has the focus to write a book. And I can like produce the content for the book. You know, but I need someone to like write it. That's a lot. That's a lot, and it's very out of my way. People have collaborators, right? Cool. I do like this. This is fun to play with. Once you get it hooked up. Okay, next thing we need is shower head. Shower head could be similar to towel rack, which is just extruding. I know it's silly, because I can like dive through menus to try and get similar functionality, but okay, gotta be honest, I'd rather not. Please, no, thank you. Anywho, I think we can just duplicate this. This is the part. Anytime I start actually getting into the 3D editor, it's like, why is everything so painful? Like, why do the tangents have to be so attached to each point? The fact that I can't select a point without its tangent handles and have it scaled relatively to other points without the tangent handles also being affected is just weird. It's weird. It's one of those things that you figure is just like temporary, right? Like, they'll fix this. There's no way this is the intended functionality. But how long have curves been in Blender? Anyway. You're gonna do that? Toast. You and I together. We're gonna write books. We're gonna make millions. Problem is that Arundel does do geometry nodes that are magic. Whole rope bridges you just drag into place and add planks. I've seen a lot of them, and they are good. I don't even know if those are the ones that I'm saying. I think the ones that have irked me the most recently, like irked because they're better than me, honestly, are less of the building ones, because I feel like I could, if I wanted to spend the time, sit there and figure out how to get, you know, procedural buildings and light posts and whatever. I'm sure I could get that working. It's the ones that are like, here's a full... It's like the Epic thing, right? Where they have spent millions of dollars and someone, you know, on Blender has just spent a ton of time prettying up a scene which they're going to pretend is just This is just a demo, just showing you how you could possibly maybe do some like rain particles. And then it's a fully sculpted out ground with mud and footsteps. It has fully like articulated water with splashes and everything. They're like, it's just a little simulation I did. And it's like, screw you. You are so disingenuous. Such a freaking liar. There's no way. Again, it's partially because they're better than me, and it's partially because I know that they're lying. That they're just like spending a lot of time to produce really good looking shots and then telling you that it is so simple. And it's like, it is simple. Just like simply spend most of your life doing a thing and it gets done. I just did some rain part. I just, wanted to play around with some Blender hair. I just got into it, but 10 days ago I started this project. Just a couple of hours. Listen, hundreds is not a couple. Dying to fire. Okay, I'm calmed down. I just need to get that out. Seen that? It was featured in the Blender Nation email. Problem with generators is they're not completely customizable. This is also true. If you get a generator to do something that looks good, sometimes it takes a lot of work to get anything else to function in it. And it might be impossible to get anything that's not pretty much that specific piece of geometry. Like the rope bridge, yeah, you can change the length. It's really good at that kind of stuff. But if you really try to stretch it, sometimes you find like some of the boards don't fit together properly. You know? And if you need it to like straighten out at the edge, that can be problematic. All the little things. But I love generators. I love the idea of generators. My bigger problems. All the simulation node people. They're just like, oh, look, it's so easy. And it's like, there's no documentation. Stop telling me it's easy. When I know the only reason you're showing it is because you know it's impressive. And it's impressive because it's not easy. And because there's no documentation. And because you had to spend a lot of time getting to where you did. And then lying about it. Always the lies. Oh, it was so simple. I can't seem intelligent if I spent time finding a solution. I'll just tell them that it was simple and it came naturally to me. Let me tell you, if I'm hiring people, I don't want the guy that's like, oh, it just came natural. I want the guy that's like, yeah, it took a couple hours. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was some work. Because who needs those prideful people trying to pretend that everything's easy, and then when, they can't hit the timelines that they claim to, trying to blame, what else do they blame? I don't know. Fortunately, I've never actually had to work with anyone that claims to be some sort of god among men. Okay, I think that's good. Ish. The guy that does the raindrops did say he's been working on that for some time, and then he finishes the geometry nodes and sells them on Gumroad. You didn't see any disingenuous bone in there. Okay, that's fair. You just scroll those though? The video's 2.5 hours? That might not be relevant because I didn't check that out. But if it's the same one as the Twitter that you showed me, then he's on blast for the Twitter posts. It's not necessarily like the Gumroad stuff. It's like legit putting completely doom scroll digestible content onto Twitter in a way where you just scroll and he's like, oh, it's so easy, just check it out. Yeah, it might lead to something that's more genuine and truthful, but I still have to, like, everyone has to deal with just like getting beautiful projects that they spend way too long on shoved in their face in a context that's just like, oh, Blender, it does everything, we're doing everything in it. It's hard hard to keep into perspective that the people that are spending months making water simulations probably aren't also spending enough time actually sculpting or maybe doing texture nodes or something. Like, they have to be taking time out of somewhere else. But then you just look at the mash of Blender stuff put on Twitter, and it's just like completely defeating. Everyone's doing everything cool, and you will struggle to do anything. He actually knows geometry nodes and can play around with them. That's fair. I mean, I'm getting there. It just feels like there's some patterns and techniques that are a little bit harder. It also feels like if you're not comfortable with the library where you can just like create a GeoNode tree and push it into a universally accessible place, then you're going to end up recreating a lot of things. Now, recreating a lot of things is good in the beginning because you need to like learn to get efficient and become familiar with what nodes you want to use for specific kind of tasks, like building up your problem solving. But then at some point, it's definitely tedious. It might come up quicker than you think. Tedious, just having to recreate the same very basic functionality over and over. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of getting tired of having to redo a lot of the little things that I think there should just be nodes already for. But I need to make that next step into actually using whatever library, asset, whatever. I'm not ready for that. Someday. I just want to be a generalist using nodes to make geometry. Use the asset manager. Yeah, how? Like, okay, we can pull up the asset manager because God knows I never want to see this stupid spreadsheet. Asset browser. Okay, so first, how do I even see any of the nodes that I have? How would I select a geometry node tree and drag it into this? Like, this is a plus? Do I do this? No, that's a fake plus. Catalog. Yeah, again, I don't know. It's just like too much work to actually come in here and figure out what the hell they were thinking for anyone that would want to use this. Why do they have to hide each and everything that's actually usable? Like, undo and redo seems to take up like almost a fifth of all of the options here, and the rest are like view options. Select. Why would I need to select all? Anywho. And again, you can't even actually deselect. There's always a fake select. Yeah, I don't know. Problem is whenever I need to get out of GeoNodes. Anything else in Blender's not straightforward. Right click on a geometry node somewhere and you can set it as an asset. Okay, so I can right click this because this, you can't see this. This is impossible, except for here, because it's not like inside of a tree already. So I don't have a node for this. So like right click, add. I don't see outputs. Or wait, I don't know what right click does anywhere else. Nothing over here. Okay, nothing at first. Double right clicking will bring up a context menu with just area. Sometimes. That doesn't work at all. I'm clicking a lot. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Give me a second. No problem. I appreciate all your help. Like, I get some of them. Like, if I open pipe nodes, we have my new bounding box. So I can like select it and then right click it. Frames, select, show hide. If I drag, it's just dragging within here. I can't like drag and drop into. Yeah, definitely gonna give you the time. God knows I'm ignorant of it. Start a new one, I guess. We have a second. This one we're gonna do a plane. Object, we want to apply rotation. I don't want that. Oops. If we don't move edges, we need to apply scale. Okay, add modifier. Okay, so in the modifier list on the right, save this real quick. Let's go to nodes. The modifier list in the right, and right click the title and mark as asset. And then it appears in the asset. Okay, what about the, would have to right click here, mark as asset. Okay, there. Thank you for that. Where does it show up in the asset browser now? I can select asset details. It will not toggle. That won't change at all. I love that they put that in there. Do I have to unselect this? Good, good. Make sure you deselect the thing above it. Oh, and now it can both be on. And then here it is. How do I organize any of these? Are they all going to be in hair? Why is it organized like this? Unassigned. Okay, fair. But now, can I drag this into here? All right, now we're getting somewhere. Thank you, Cryogy. I think we leveled up today. Maybe, possibly. And then I think that the best way to do this, I almost feel like it's points, and then we calculate how many points we put in. Add that to the book. That's absolutely going to the book. That's early in the book. It's got to be by chapter 3, before chapter 3, minimum. Write that down. actually afraid if we did write a book, Blender would invalidate it within like 3 months. Like a node's name would change, and or you know, a new node would be added to replace another one, but the old one still exists, but it's like horribly inefficient or something. Now I can save a file with only this modifier in it and set a path to the folder where you saved that file in the preferences. Okay, no, now I'm confused again. So I have to save a file that has all of the modifiers in that, and then I would need to be, then I need to set a path to that folder so it can load that up. Why can't they just do that automatically? Why can't they just have a file that, you know, you change this part and it goes to a universal place? If I have to go hard on marketing, build an email list, then the second book you write is that much easier to sell? Yeah, you're not wrong there. We're dividing. We have probably a square tile. Crimey's not willing to talk trash on tutorials. I am, they suck. Everything he's saying is right though. You understand how to do the exact task and nothing else. Crimey. Sometimes I feel like we're the same person that got split somewhere down the road. We go on size. Separate this, we'll divide X and Y. Sorry, X and Z. Multiply, multiply. You can have multiple files in that folder where the assets in the file appear in your asset, but like, word of the day, woo, nice. Yeah, I don't know, my only problem is that like, assembling those files while you're kind of like working on stuff is a huge pain in the ass. And honestly, putting files together in Blender has been problematic. It's not something I like want to do. Welcome back, Robotech. Hope you had a good lunch. You have models, geometry nodes, textures, animations, character, face set animations. Okay, so you can everything. That makes sense. It does seem like a good system. Again, it's just like the extra steps of needing to constantly curate and organize your assets in a completely separate file that like you're now going to need to export something with a geo node and then import something with like it didn't need to be this way. You did? Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to the second half of the day. I gotta take a break soon, actually. But where are my points? 1 point. We divide value. Okay, and then we're not spreading them out. So we need to do it set position. Okay, do we map range? Is that the deal? We put this in, we go from 0 to max number. Or snapping good. Maybe modular. I don't think. If anything, it's divide. So can we do vector snap? Can. At the position of each point based off its index. So that's not right. We should have index divided by divide and mod. Mod will give us the row. Divide gives us the call. You don't have to. You can also just mark stuff as assets willy-nilly in your project files. Set the asset file path to your project directory and see if Blender explodes trying to find all the assets. That's fair. So is this right now only in this scene? This asset browser? Is this just loading this? Or is unassigned from this project and everything else is from global? Okay, there's a lot I need to learn about this. This needs to be cast. There's no cast, right? Round? Tiny, round, there it is. Okay, so that's only in this file. Okay, so I need to set the path up to get the universal stuff. That's not so bad. Again, it's annoying and there should be a way to mark that it should be exported to a universal file, but whatever. Okay, one's call, one's row. You have your face model sculpt template in an asset file. and see it in the asset browser. Okay, that seems useful. Yeah, I think I would probably fill it with a lot of geometry nodes, which could be its own problem. Okay, so divide and modulo, these should be row and col. All right, combine. Okay. Okay, now we just need to put some tiles in there. Okay, so let's do a cube, let's do a subdivide. Oh, I should really take a break. And there's some voodoo you can do to make a custom icon for an asset. See, that's too much. I could also have done that for a lot of my GUI in Maya, and I just, you know, at the point where I'm making icons, I better start getting paid for something. But that I better start getting paid for something, that's also on me to do. So, oh. So it doesn't happen. Okay, so we subdivide this by like 3. We do a blur. The position. I'm obsessed. We need a break soon. Very soon. We throw the position in to set position. Put this into position because we're blurring it. That's the mesh that we want to blur. Get a rounded cube. Okay, maybe a smooth fade. And then we need a Boolean. Sure. A little bigger back in the Y. We're looking, cutting mesh Boolean. Just wrote the 3rd chapter of the book here in chat. We could do it together. Reggie, no worries. Totally willing to share. Even though, you know, you kind of do avoid geometry nodes. That looks horrible. Why? Okay, then we just need instance on points. Okay, wait, something went wrong. Oh, I love it. I love it. I did it wrong, but it still makes something really cool. A lot of it's just sideways, and then I think there's an off by one. Makes it so this adding an offset. So close. Here we tile wall. You invited me? I saw that. I'll click in soon. You did mention it, no worries. I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be back soon. Okay, back. So we got these swizzled and maybe doubled. Maybe instead of size, we go for half size. It's better. Oh, but that value also needs to get plugged into the, I guess, like total size. All right, we'll grab transform, get a little bit smaller. And combine, and we just don't want the Y, I think. We also have to swizzle. Can we just do that here? I just keep tinier and tinier. Hmm. Hmm. That's much different, but it's something. Hmm. Alright, this could be awkward. What if this is supposed to be inverted? Alright, first things first. This comes in as absolute number, right? Okay. Half size is 5, so the whole thing is 10. So yeah, I can get 5 on there. Three wide divided by 0.6. Okay, yeah. 5 point something. So we're positioning them, it's too much. Can we just multiply it? Okay, okay, that's better. Hmm. I should probably put a min on this. It's like 0.2. Hmm. Yeah, okay, so we don't want just value. We need value. Maybe subtract. Hmm. Okay, this is remainder. Nope. Toast, what happened? Can we divide and subtract? Nope. I'll figure it out. Brain's just starting to disengage. There's no good photos for this Day of the Dead event that you're promoting? I mean, what kind of stuff do you need? You need it of the actual event? Like previous years? I mean, okay, what if you tried something super new, right? And new is retro, so we're all on the same page. What if you just cut out pictures of people at the event, just their face with big smiles on, and just like paste it on? You know what I mean? Jank is in. A header worthy photo? I mean, if you don't have a photo, you just need to fill a texture, right? That's what I would think. So jank, and I feel so dumb. Okay, there's only one way to do this. Cut this. They're all the same scale. And then your scale. And you get bigger. Okay, so you need to be 0.5. Oh my god, do they really need to just be a set size? Fine, fine. Round again. I'm familiar. I thought it was a celebration though. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, celebration of the life of loved ones who died. How is it somber? It's celebration. You get food, you get candy, you think about people. In a highly Christian culture, which negates sadness on death, right? Because it's all an illusion and we're all going to heaven. Mhm. Mhm. I mean, yeah, I get it's kind of somber, but then again, people normies aren't excited by seeing skeletons like I am. So maybe they don't get my culture. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, the 5. Lots of altar photos, but with like flowers and candles, right? and pictures of people. Again, I think that's the way. You just frame it as a happy time. Because it could be. Should be. I saw Coco. I'm an expert. Wait, was that even the... What was the one with the kid that accidentally goes into the land of the dead? Can't be the only one that knows that. I'm kind of confused as to why this works. At a set scale. Goes into instance on points. Oh, it works because everything's broken. It works because everything's broken. I'm dumb. I'm like not seeing the forest for the trees. So we do have like them growing, but not enough. And this value is supposed to change how big they are and how many there were. Not like, not quite like this. Okay, so I made a copy of this. Where do I even find a 0.001? It's another thing that confused me about GeoNodes. I could like switch the whole graph over with this. But I can't view a node outside of it being attached or like it being in place. That was Coco? Excellent. Just did a Disney on Ice promo with Coco. That's awesome. I wonder if I remember Disney on Ice being pretty good. When I was a kid, that's what my family was into. Maybe not like all of them, but they went to see one or two. They said it was good. I don't remember going. Definitely saw the commercials. I was like, you know, this is not the worst thing that happened. That's how the live action should have happened. Right? Where you suspend disbelief because people are obviously working really hard right in front of your face. Instead of, let's have someone act really hard, but then cover it all up with bad CG. Geometry node keyboard generator, yes. Not completely on purpose, though. This is control backspace. Yeah, we'll take these out. They didn't do anything. Wait, or did they? Wait, that's close, but what's with the stagger? Based on index. Index divided by thing. Pound. Do we want snap instead or something? Cool. Interesting. What is the right number so I can then define? Should have been the whole time. One. Okay. I'll take it. I think the idea is that we just need to oh, that's backwards. Yeah, okay. This should change the scale of the tile, not how many tiles are actually shown. We're close. We get in there. And a keyboard generator would be pretty cool. Just don't know if the offsets would be totally correct. It would be hard. Maybe like some of those half-assed self-made keyboards where they're like, oh yeah, every key's the same because designing a keyboard is hard, but I'm designing a keyboard. Instead of doing better, you settle. Makes sense. Snapping to 1 keeps it at 1. What increment do we actually want to snap it to? Before we round, right? One. Oh. Okay, and that won't undo. Love that. Perfect. Thank you. So I guess 1 works along with the 0.5. Okay. Let's tie what we can together. We have a value that is tile scale, which is supposed to be, I think, this value, but we'll fix that later. I put tile scale multiply 2. Tile scale is 0.5, and then we need to put in a snap of 1 to get it to work right. Come on, you have to find it. Just tell me what it is. Can you zoom in? Do you need me to select it? Now this should be calculatable. There's no index in this. Give me the number. Okay, 5.5 rounds up to 6. And you're 9.89, which rounds up to 10. Okay. Okay. In size instead of half size. That feels closer. Cool. You had chocolate and coffee for breakfast, and now your tummy hurts? Breakfast? What time is it for you? It's gonna be like 2:50? Almost 3 o'clock? Respect. Yeah, coffee always kills my stomach. But I am sorry that your stomach hurts. It's no fun. Okay, interesting. It's an almost. Oh, but then it gets smaller. Wants to be 0.5 really bad. Round is going up. So one that's always down. Trunk. Yo, we could maybe use a wrap. And we put the index in. Oh, not that one. Hmm. Hmm. The closest one's a little bit bigger. Hmm. I need the positions to scale. Is that all I'm missing? We have points. Get out of here. Here's a set position. Like one axis is working correctly. Let's see. That's fun. Okay, we'll figure this out tomorrow. Wait. Okay, hold on. This plane. We were to fly location. Oh, definitely not that. I can cheat it. We'll figure it out for real later. Now, that actually work? Ish. We'll have to do the cutoff one. Okay, working this is a little weird. I do hope we'll fix that tomorrow. And 90, come on. There's 90. I'll have to put a floor in. Yeah, we'll put a floor in. We don't actually have to cut them. It would just be cool to have a nice dynamic tile placer. We're almost there. I think what else we need was, so we'll put the walls in. We'll need a shower head, floor, and towels. Hopefully finish this up tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta go. So, thank you all for joining me. Let's go drop in on Grimy. Thank all my lurkers, my chatters, my VOD watchers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope to see you again tomorrow. I'll be here 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hopefully less spacey than today. We'll continue the bathroom. And yeah, jump in the Discord if you want. Link in the description below. Find out when I go live, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I hope you have a great night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.